All right, can somebody, I know I see some people there now. Can somebody type something in the chat room?
Technical difficulties.
Somebody, I know. What is going on here?
Technical difficulties.
God. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
I think we need a new
It's like the whole thing has just been, whatever they've done in this system today. I'm gonna test to see if we're even. I mean,
we're on there for a second.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Says SNSN's being hacked.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Let's see. All right. I think we're there. There are some people there. What's up, Sean McFadden? What's up, Jen? Go out there. Pepe, how you doing?
So it came on to SNSN. It's showing up. There it is. Okay. So it's not on your personal page. It's on SNSN.
It's not?
Nope. I didn't see it on the Minoski page.
Let's see here. I'm looking. Yep, it says unable to connect.
What the? All right,
try it again.
Well, don't mess it up.
No. It gives them to you individually. Okay. So I just try to go ahead and click that on sending data.
I think you need to resend that payment that you made to this company.
Oh, hold your breath.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Yes.
Woohoo! Success.
So here's what happened this morning is that we connected and then Facebook said, no, you're not connecting.
You're like, no,
we were on YouTube.
We will not allow it.
If this was a like a mic problem or something that originated from here, then we would not have been streaming anywhere.
Yeah.
But we were streaming on YouTube. And it's not Facebook, but apparently they're there. So I even sent a message. I told you, I said send a message to the company that I use called Restream. Are you guys even in business anymore?
WTF?
What's going on?
And now no one will even know that I was on Walden time this morning.
We do.
Apparently, I'm on Walden time today.
Yeah, but you came in late from Boston, so you got an excuse. You got a job.
I overslept. That sucks.
You're a mom. You're working.
That sucks.
So we're starting a half hour late today. So just because fashionably late. So yeah,
it's all good.
All good in the hood.
We're here.
I'm getting text messages going, hey, I think your dad's here at Daybreaks.
Oh, I love Daybreaks. We go up there, we forget about it, and then we remember it. We go up there every so often.
If you want to believe it will be Daybreak. That's the Barry Manilow song.
That's a Barry Manilow song. You're dating yourself.
Are you a fan of Low?
I would fan of Low.
I'm a fan of Low.
Yeah, I like Barry Manilow.
I do too.
I'll admit it. I do like Barry Manilow.
I do too.
Since he came out with Mandy, yeah, that was it.
Yeah. He makes the young girls cry.
He writes all the songs. We can go on and on.
All right. Today we have Wayne Malin. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Mike.
And Kathy's, I think.
I'm just here.
Yeah. So the election is less than 2 weeks away.
Yes, it is.
Less than 2 weeks away. And I gotta say, it's been fun watching the evolution of Wayne Malin. I look at Kathy. And it's been fun watching. The first time you came in here, you were, I think, apprehensive. May be a decent word to use on that.
Yes.
I'm not going to say you were scared. I don't think it was like that. But you were kind of like, what do I do? I don't know
what to expect.
It was all new.
Yeah. This is all new thing for me. Yeah.
And now you're like old pro.
Oh, I've been busy. Between her, my wife, my Facebook manager, all the people that are helping me get through this as a team. I mean, it's keeping me busy. And so far, I think we've been pretty successful.
So what do you think is the big difference, in from the beginning of the campaign to now? Because you just stated, this change and this change. What do you think is the biggest one?
I think the biggest, when I first started into this, I didn't know what to expect. I never ran for office. I think the biggest change, and I think Kathy mentioned that in the other show about door knocking, is really difficult. And when I first started doing it, it was hard. You had to push yourself out of your comfort zone. But now it's gotten a lot easier. It's like even getting on your show. It's gotten a lot easier talking to people, understanding whether they agree with you or not, or getting their feelings about how the town's doing, or maybe they don't know what's going on with the town. And if they ask the questions, then I'll give them some answers to what I believe is wrong with the town, or what's good about the town, and what we need to do to move forward.
Are you getting any kind of negative responses from people out in the community? I mean, it's very easy to go out and be positive and want to spread the word of what you want, what you plan on doing and stuff as first selectman. But
there's been a few that are, that are diehard Democrats, and that's okay. And they didn't want to really hear about our perspective and stuff. That's fine. That's their right. So all you can do is go out there and try and get a message out. But mostly they've been very cordial, whether they, Democrats, independents, unaffiliated, Republican, and some of them are actually, I went through over there in, I can't remember the neighborhood.
Lily Pond?
Lily Pond Estates, yes. And I had several long conversations. It took me 3 hours to go through that neighborhood, and it's not a huge neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
So I got a lot of good perspectives from those people. And some people would like to see some changes in the town, have some more shops, have some more, a grocery store, things like that. A little bit more shopping. I see downtown get spruced up a little bit, that kind of thing. So, yeah, so I got some good feedback from that. I got a lot of good, and actually for middle of the day, I would say half the homes had people at home that I talked to. So I had a lot of people to talk to. And then I actually started going through my neighborhood yesterday. I got through halfway through it. And I'll finish that up next week. But then the boss here and I are going to.
Wait a minute. Which boss?
I got more bosses than I can on my one hand. So, no. Kathy and I will be knocking on doors this weekend. So,
as long as the weather cooperates.
Yes.
Damn rain, weekend rain every weekend is really kind of.
Saturday's going to be busy. I'll be at Charlene's Diner for a meet and greet. I'll probably see you there, Mike.
Yeah.
Also got the Borough Building open house, which is that's 2 to 4.
2 o'clock. Yep.
And then we've got the Vampire Walk. That's 6 to 8.
Yep.
And,
he's quite the social butterfly.
Last night, I don't know if you've been watching what my Facebook manager Jamie's been putting out there. She's got the where's Wayne at? And she gave me my new truck on the road, and I've been teasing my wife about getting a new truck. So she put a truck on the road and all the spots that I'm at on my Facebook page, and that's pretty informative. I was actually yesterday morning. I was on a Lee Elsie show for about 15-minute interview.
Is that yesterday? Tuesday. Is that Tuesday or yesterday?
That was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Time's flying.
I know.
Busy. Monday. What was that Monday? What did we do Monday? Was there a Monday?
I can't remember.
Utopia was Sunday.
There's literally something every day.
Yeah, every day. Fishing game was last night. I was over there fishing game last night. Talked to some people. Martin McKinney and I. He's the guy I'm running with him.
Yes.
Oh, Monday was the debate.
That's right. How could I forget about that?
Oh my
goodness, the debate.
So it's been like an everyday thing.
That way people can tune into the debate and see how much different Tina and I are.
Yeah. No, you guys are. Oh well, as far as what your stance is, but I think it's pretty remarkable, just the change that I've seen, in you, and I'm going to sneeze.
Hold it in. Get it together.
It's what'll happen is it's just, it's random.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's random. All of a sudden it'll just start off sneezing.
That's okay.
Times.
Here, have your chicken.
Shokan. It's Shokan.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Kathy.
Thanks.
That's my fault.
You had to get them going.
I gotta have a little levity. I mean, we started the debate off with a little levity.
You
right?
did. That was funny.
So
Starting the debate off with boxing
there's one
gloves.
difference
That
between
was
Tina
great.
and I. She has a really good left hook, and I have a really good right hook. So
That was funny. He had been telling her, he's like, "Oh, get ready for the debate." He's like, "Bring your gloves, bring your boxing gloves," and she showed up with boxing gloves. It was great. Funny.
And there's the picture.
Yeah, it was. You have to have fun. I mean, like you just said a minute ago, it's like every day. You're campaigning or doing something. There's events. There's whatever it is you're doing, door knocking, whatever. Sitting home, putting flyers together. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's
we used to
happening
call
to
it the
support it all.
gazebo.
Our
Campaign
headquarters,
Central. Campaign Central.
headquarters.
Yeah.
But there's so much going on that you have to have fun with it.
Oh my God.
It's been an interesting experience. And what I've enjoyed most is all the relationships during this whole campaign. I made some good friends, sitting next to one of them. And doing this with you, Mike, and actually getting to know Tina and Todd a little bit. So I think we all see what's happening in the town. And if you saw the last Board of Selectmen meeting, you pretty much see why we're running. So that was pretty much a good showcase of where we're at. I mean,
I want to get into that in a second.
Yep.
First, Kathy, do you have any questions for him? Because I got to step off for 1 second, and I'll be right back. So just kind of like talk amongst yourselves.
We'll handle it. We got it.
Yep.
What a disaster morning.
It's like a Monday morning.
I think it's the perfume she's got on, not
I don't
mine.
wear perfume. No, it's definitely been an evolution for sure. When you first started, it was, you were new to it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, as far as speaking, public speaking, coming on the show and doing this sort of thing, the door knocking. But I mean, you jumped in, you dove in head first and was like, let's do this. And
pretty much the person that I am, I might be nervous and all like that, but if I commit to something, I'm sticking with it, learn from it. I mean, there's some things that I need to learn when I'm elected.
Mm-hmm. And you've learned a lot in this short amount of time.
Yeah,
and it's been an evolution.
And what I've learned through life is you're not successful by yourself. You need a team of people, and I've got some people I have a lot of experience in this environment, in the political scheme of things, and they have provided a lot of support and corrected me when I think I'm going outside the lines or whatever. But yeah, so it's been a learning process, and they're right. You're never too old to learn something. I mean, I'm going to be 65 Saturday.
Happy birthday.
And thank you. And just retired last Wednesday.
Doesn't feel like it though, does it?
No, it doesn't. Somebody texted me from work, said, "How's it feel to be retired?" I said, "Are you kidding?"
I sent him a meme and I said, "No retirement for you."
No. You went from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was doing the campaigning while I was working, and that was exhausting. At least now I can focus on what I'm doing. Sure. So look out, Tina. Now I'm focused. So there you go.
Anyway. One thing you just mentioned was that, with your team, anytime like they've had to, kind of correct something or, give you feedback, constructive feedback, you've taken it. You didn't take it personally. You didn't get, pissy about, oh, why are they telling me that? Or, you've taken it, with and worked on it. You used it constructively to make improvements and all of that. So that's what's made the team work really well. We are all we all have different perspectives and different ideas, and different experiences, and we're all throwing it, all of our stuff at each other to come up with what we think is best for what he's trying to accomplish, and everyone's taken it very well.
Yes.
Nothing personal. No one's getting butthurt about anything. It's it's been very, very positive.
Getting just before when I walked away for a second, one of the things that I wanted to get into, and I think this was really, really telling, I think what people have been experiencing, over the last couple of years, and that is at the last Board of Selectmen meeting. You want to give your opinion of what happened during? I just posted it, being snarky, going, check out public comment. It never ever disappoints. As far as the entertainment value of things, but from a candidate standpoint, what did you get out of that?
Kathy was there also. Tina was there also, and we watched the rest of the meeting went pretty well, and then we got the public forum, and then the same topic arose. Individual got
Dave, you was there.
Dave was there. Yeah.
With his iPad flipping around, showing how much time he has left for public comment.
Is that what he was doing? I couldn't see from behind.
Actually, we had a couple of good questions. The first individual talking about how her pay's been held back because of the policy for the register of voters for the Democrat and the punching in thing. And I believe if anybody was at the candidate dinner last week, I think everybody knows where Tina and I stand on that policy. Either one of us gets in, that's going to go away. That's putting us at risk for a lawsuit. And the policy for punching in,
policy.
Draft policy, and holding the payback, and so had a few conversations with the individual. I actually got a copy of the draft policy, and if she I believe she's decided to get a lawyer. She's had a lawyer. And she got up and I guess she installed a camera in her office because she noticed that something was going on her desk.
We're talking about Jen.
Yeah, we're talking about Jen. And she called out the first selectman, saying that she has 42 instances of her going through her desk or going into a computer. And so that turned into a heated argument about false information, this and that, yada, yada, yada. So if she has that information, she needs to get it out there because we don't need to have that going on. I mean, I guess legally the first selectman can go in and because it's all public, information or public.
Well, and as a CEO
and all that stuff, as first selectman, she has the right.
So you're saying that the first selectman had the right to go into anybody's office and just go through their computer.
Legally,
I think legally, yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, legally. I think with a good reason. I mean, you can't just be going through people's stuff for no reason. But I mean, I think they would have to have some sort of justification if it came before a court or whatever. Mm-hmm. But and obviously we don't know that side of it. But yeah, I mean, Jen just mentioned that she has.
Well, see, if I would have done something like that, let's say I was the first selectman. Never. If that ever did happen, and then I was tooling around in somebody's computer, hey, what's going on? If somebody asked me, I'd say, frick, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I'd just say I'd own it, and say, and this is why I did it. Come at me, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I mean,
yep.
But
does she have the legal right? Yes. Is it ethically right?
Probably not.
In the court of public opinion, it certainly doesn't look good.
And I think that has been a big part of the problem.
Yes.
That we have faced. So
the second part of the public forum was brought up by a gentleman talking about the affordable housing plan that was recently in the Norwich Bulletin, I believe.
I think it was in the day too.
The day about Griswold being one of 21 towns that did, and they were the only town that didn't have their plan brought to the housing authority. Yeah. And so the individual spoke to that, asked the first selectman why that was the case. She basically responded and saying, well, back in September of 22, she went to planning and zoning and wanted to get this person to start writing the plan. And the planning and zoning didn't approve that. We had somebody from planning and zoning there that responded back with that, saying that wasn't the case. And they didn't get the funds for it. And then she proceeded to blame the Board of Finance for not providing the funds. She was a bus driver. She had ran over the planning and zoning, Board of Finance, and also the town planner. Didn't hear anything like, I am the leader of the town. I missed the boat and I own it. And it was
Didn't happen.
This was 13 months ago. So what happened from 13 months on? You had 13 months to resolve it.
Yeah, and that gentleman in the public forum, he had the newspaper with him, and his concern was, we're trying to bring people into this town, businesses, residents, we're trying to draw people here. And then here we are on the paper showing that Griswold is the only town in Malin County that did not submit this housing plan. Like, that doesn't look good. We're on the front page of this paper showing that we don't have our stuff together.
Yep.
How are we going to draw people in? There's a lack of confidence here. How do we do this? And he was more concerned about that aspect of it.
That plus funds from the state that we could be losing.
That
was Frank Everett, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
that was, yeah.
So the other concern was, what's the state going to do? Are they going to take control of this and tell us,
We don't want that happening.
how we're going to do it? We don't want that. We want to be able to make our own decisions.
Our own decisions, right?
Right. Develop our own plan.
That's part of the affordable housing, isn't it?
It's affordable housing plan.
Yeah,
Right.
the plan is that the towns have their,
Mhm.
they can put their own spin on it,
So-
the way they want.
For affordable housing, there was a new statute that came out, I want to say earlier this year, maybe, from the state, that you have to have 10% of your overall residential housing has to be affordable housing. We're not there. The last I knew, we were 7, maybe 8%, but there's still room to reach that 10%.
She threw out an 8% number.
Yeah, I think it was low. Last I knew, it was lower than that, but we may have gone up. I don't know.
I don't know.
But in any case, when you look at the map in the paper, most of the towns aren't at 10%.
No.
So a lot of them are 5 to 7, or whatever. So,
But they have a plan in place.
But they have a plan in place. Right? You
Well, that's
can't sit
awesome.
there-
You got to follow the plan if you're.
Right.
we can't sit there and say, well, we're going to add these many units that haven't happened yet. And even that is part of the infrastructure plan, getting across 164, and that's got a long way to go still.
What about all the current like say apartment complexes that are available that are just some that I think are way out of whack. Like for example, one over by 395. What is that?
Oak Tree.
Oak Tree.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to get some opposition on this, I know, but I don't care. The a 2-bedroom apartment right now, 3rd floor, $1,600.
Well, that's it. I don't know
That's not
what's
affordable.
No.
I know.
I don't
know enough about how
more than
how
my
they,
mortgage.
I don't know what they
Yes.
or what the formula is that comes up with what's affordable. I think it's like 30% of your
Of your
estimated
gross income. Yeah.
which is stupid. I don't know. I think it's gross, but whatever.
I
That's a
know.
whole other issue. I don't get it, but sure, there's a reason.
Especially if you
I
make
know
a
what it is.
bonus, they take 38% of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, we have to work within it. So that'll be another challenge added to the list of the first selectman that comes
The
in.
new first select.
Right. That comes in. So yeah, there's a long.
we're gonna hire Michael Buffer, to come in and there's a couple comments here. Let them kind of behind on those. So you won't be here a while.
I have a meeting at 10:30.
That's it. I got a haircut at 11. So there you go.
We all be canceling that shit. All right, Scott says I've had this one up on the board for like 10 minutes now. I feel like that's the political climate today, what we were talking about back then. No one wants to listen to the other side. Maybe if we open our minds and shut our mouths more, we'd be in a better place. Daryl Nadu from the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City, next to the
Dog groomer.
Thank you. Do you think the campaign would have a different feel if you were going against the current selectman instead of Tina?
Absolutely.
Well, we already did that.
We already did that.
Well, we did that from a short term
Right.
kind of thing, because of the,
The
primary. Well, let's say you got a whole month and a half to be duking it out and stuff. What do you think would have been happening in that case?
Yes,
It'd have a much different feel.
It would have been a lot different. She's got a different perspective of how to lead the team, lead the town than I do. I don't believe there's any teamwork. I don't think that she has utilized the other selectmen. I don't think she's utilized the town hall very well. And she hasn't communicated what's going on. That's the biggest thing, communication. I think both Tina and I recognize that communication gets out there. That's one of the things that I've been hearing from people is communication.
Yeah.
And some of the seniors they're not familiar with Facebook or social media. So how do we get that information out to the seniors? Is that something that I look for working towards? How we get, I don't know, something out to the seniors so they know what's going on.
I have an idea for you.
Oh, she's got the boss has an idea.
Victoria talking about making a comment about going into, like, say you're the CEO of a company and, or selectman, and going in and just like, going into somebody's computer. She goes, why would you be sneaky about it? First of all, I don't know why you would be sneaky about it.
No. Wait till she's there and do it. Yeah. Sure. Good point.
Jennifer, as an elected official who knows they were seeking re-election, that's a problem. There's no reason they should be in the registrar's files. They could simply ask for the information from us. We would gladly give it. Okay. And I understand that's the way maybe she would operate, but there's always that possibility where someone's going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then what do you have to do? Then you have to go pull Public Information Act. You know what I mean?
Or, back to the communication. If there was an issue between the first selectman and the registrar of voters, set up a time that works for both of them. Voter, right?
That she has the problem with.
Set up a time to meet and say, hey, can you show me this right now? Can you show me that right now? Rather than rummaging through. And if there are 42 instances, I don't know if that's across 42 days or whatever, but clearly she didn't find what she wanted the first 41 times. So if she was looking for something,
you think it was a witch hunt?
I don't know. I don't know.
Kathy, I wasn't the co-host, not Kathy, the Republican.
I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. You have to ask Dana. I have no idea. She was looking for something, obviously.
Laura says, knowing there is controversy between these two individuals, why would you do something that is obviously ethically questionable?
Or get a mediator, get a third party or something, to help. There are other ways of going about resolving conflict. This clearly didn't work the way this was managed. No. It hasn't worked.
I would have managed it totally different. I would have sat down with the individual and discuss our differences. And if you couldn't resolve it, then, like you said, you get a mediary in there and try to work it out. But I don't see that happening. We didn't see that happening in the RTC either, which is why we're here, where we're at. So we saw shades of what was going on. We didn't like it. We didn't like what was happening on the endorsement meetings and how secretive that was. And so we created our own agenda and our own slate and ended up winning.
Check that out, huh?
And then we had a primary. And if I remember correctly, somebody said that they would respect the outcome. And that didn't happen.
Talk about the vote. Yes. They respect the outcome of the vote.
Right, of the primary.
And just kind of go quietly into that good night.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So apparently she still wants to stay in, and that's her right. And I don't have a problem with that. So we're just going to go move forward. And like I said at the debate, we beat her twice. I plan on doing that again. And sorry, Tina, but I'm going to beat you too. That's my goal. Nothing personal. But that's why we're both working to get out there and knock on doors. She wants to win. I want to win. And whatever happens, whoever gets in, I think the town's going to be much better for it.
Let's see here. Oh boy, we gotta get into these comments here.
Let's do it.
I
I like the comments and questions.
I just hate it. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm happy for the participation, but Facebook user could be anybody.
I know there's no button to click. I keep telling you that. There's no button for them to click. I'll show you.
Facebook user. Facebook. Okay, so from Facebook user says there's only 5% that's affordable, and also from Facebook user. I looked at it the other day and I said Facebook user, and they said, "Yeah, it's me."
Yeah. Who's me?
Who's
me?
Who's me? What I got from the meeting was that she sent a lot of emails out. When do we stop emailing and start making calls and getting things done?
Good point.
I will tell you this, Mike. I was able to go to Plainfield's RTC steak dinner fundraiser last Friday, and I got to talk to Mr. Cunningham, who's the current first selectman. He's running again. And I asked him about how he was getting things done. Of course, we didn't have a long conversation because he was busy with that, but 10, 15 minutes, but he gave me some ideas and talked to me about his business model and how he got things done. And so, if I get in, sorry, boss, when I get in, I expect to be utilizing his expertise, Lisbon's first selectman expertise, and talk to those individuals for some mentoring.
And think about what you just said.
Yeah.
Working together.
Yeah, well, right. I'm going to reach out to the Lisbon first selectman. Well, he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Right. That's the point.
I don't even.
It doesn't matter.
I don't concern myself with Democrat, Republican, Independent. I'm a very moderate Republican, and I know Tina's unaffiliated. So, I mean, we're both looking at what's best for the town.
Yeah.
Open up communications, open up teamwork. And then we have to do something with the revenue coming into the town right now. There's a lot of people worried about how the Main Street looks, how the roads need to be repaired, how we like to have some options for shopping and things like that. Why is Lisbon doing so much? Why is Plainfield doing so much? And why are we just sitting here?
A lot of people say, "Oh, parking." I think that's smoke and mirrors. And the reason I say that is look at Putnam. There's no parking in Putnam, but they do just fine. All those restaurants and the Bradley Playhouse.
Yeah.
When they have look at Spooktopia.
Yeah.
Or just a couple of days ago, there were thousands of people down there.
Literally thousands.
And guess what? They all found parking.
Yep, they figured it out.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, they utilize the Lily Field parking. They utilize some of the parking around the streets.
Down Ashland Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the side of my house. I mean, we knew.
Yep.
One of those kids goes, "Who's that car?" And I went, I don't know. Somebody at Spooktopia, I guess. It's still public parking. It's a public street. And I think she gets nervous. And
I can see that. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I told her when I saw them come in, because I went outside for a second, and it was just a family.
Yeah.
Just a family with a couple of kids.
Enjoying the town event.
Yep.
Yeah. Go look at Kenwood on Halloween night. Oh, my word. Try to get out of there.
Forget it.
Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, like you said,
I'm not rich enough to
it would be nice
to Kenwood.
Yeah.
Think about the big candy bars.
Yeah, I know.
You're not rich enough.
No, it's $40 just to get into Kenwood.
Cover charge. Cover charge getting to Kenwood.
You think they can really afford those houses? No. So they got the housing association.
My daughter lives in there.
Sorry, you're not on the
list. So anyway, yes, it's a nice neighborhood. But anyway, I think we could do a little more parking, but like you said, people find the way. People find some parking in town. But that would be on the back burner. Try and see what we can do about that. There's other more important things to look at. The biggest challenge I have right now, Mike, is when I win, is to develop trust.
Are you the co-host today, or are you a Republican?
Yes.
So anyway, trust. Got to get trust back from the people that vote me in. Trust in the town hall. Trust with the borough.
Yeah.
Build those relationships. So, and I think that's been my biggest challenge is being a new person. And I think I've gotten more comfortable because people know who I am now.
Yeah.
After 3 months of this, and a lot more people are familiar with Tina because she's been involved with the senior center in the town, and her husband's selectman and first selectman, and and he also works in town and stuff like that. And they've been around a long time. But for me, the biggest challenge was getting people to know who I am, what I stand for, what kind of person I am, what I believe in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do this on my own. Like I said before, I have a great team of people. We work together well. I take feedback, whether I like it or not. But yeah,
she's on the gossip train over here. I mean,
working.
Yeah,
she's working.
I'm multitasking.
You know, I gotta say, and we haven't really recognized this at all. Kathy's also working.
Yes.
And she does a really, I bust her butt.
Yeah.
But she comes in here and puts on a different hat.
Yeah.
And really separates. And so, but Kathy's also running for Board of Education.
Correct.
Which is something that, to your point, I have to give you your flowers on this.
Thank you.
You've had a forum that we could talk to people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess what I'm doing? Not once.
Mm-mm.
Not once have you done that.
No, that's not why I'm here.
So, and I mean, I like you as a person and stuff like that, but it's gained a lot of respect professionally, knowing that you have not used this platform at all for your candidacy whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that.
She hasn't even really used it to push my end either. She's been pretty neutral about talking about both sides.
Everything, yeah.
That's why, like I said, are you a candidate today, or are you what hat are you wearing?
Well, it makes it a little trickier today.
It does.
So I'm trying.
That's why I said what I said because I didn't want you to think.
I'm trying to be kind of quiet, but
it's really it's hard. It's very, very hard because I know you were out door knocking with Wayne. It was on my Ring camera.
Yes.
And I didn't get a treat because Melissa ate my treat. So, but I will say that I went to Spooktopia or whatever, and I got a treat.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and when here you go.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a funny thing. Right? So we're walking up Ashland Street, and we see all the Democrat signs on the yard. And Kathy, I'm walking up. Oh, that's Lori Sorter's house. Now we know Lori Sorter's a Democrat. She's also a Burgess.
And a lovely person.
Yeah.
And she's a good, nice person and everything. So I'm going to go put a door hanger. I'm going to go knock on her door.
We totally did.
So I knocked on her door. I think, was it her daughter?
I think so.
Well, so she answers the door, and then Lori comes up. She starts laughing.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Okay, I'll take it. It's got M&Ms,
right?
Free M&Ms, right?" But she probably gave
that would have been
grandkids or something. But anyway, yeah. So
that's what this town should be like. You know what I mean? Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you work close to the aisle when it's small town politics anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You just kind of, that stuff gets thrown out because really, other than the other 11 months out of the year, we're all friends.
Mm-hmm.
We all know each other. Yeah. Nobody sits around and goes, "You're a freaking Republican" or "You're a freaking Democrat."
We're not segregating ourselves based on our party now.
No.
And what's funny too, I've noticed with door knocking, a lot of people don't know the difference between like our small town politics versus federal, like we hear a lot of, Democrats or Republicans, and we got to try to rein them in. Like, okay, but what about Griswold? What do is there anything you want to talk about with Griswold? We're not at a federal level here. We're not talking about the Speaker of the House or what's happening over in the Middle East. What do you want to talk about with Griswold? And they have to, people see the Republican Democrat thing when we come to their door, and they immediately Trump, Biden, but at that or Trump should be in jail, or that kind of thing. And it's so we got to try to totally respect that. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, we're small town. We're basically focused on Griswold. I had an individual say, "You got to do something with the voting machines," and I'm like, I'll see what I can do,
Yeah,
but I don't think I can do a lot.
yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
because the whole election.
What's wrong with the voting machine?
Yeah.
I think that's a federal thing.
That was the
'cause that's
Oh,
the
And
last
they-
presidential election and that whole
If
controversy.
I get elected, I'll be going down to Georgia and I'll see what I can do with them machines over
Yeah,
there.
so people
So-
think, people think they saw on TV, that there was election fraud and all this other stuff, and they immediately, that they think of our local elections and they want to ensure that, there's no fraud happening at the
Right,
local
right,
level.
right.
But it's like this is a little different than federal.
Yes.
But yeah, we've gotten that comment.
Let's see. Speaking of comments, let's see. We're way behind. Let's see. Scott says someone in town made a post on Facebook last night that for 20 months we heard absolutely nothing from the first selectman. Now all of a sudden she has a lot to say. Weird, right?
Why do you think so?
Yeah, it's really not. It's not
Ask
weird.
Scott, why does he think so? He probably knows the answer.
Yeah,
I had when I was welcome in another chat group, which I'm
you stop.
You're
I
right,
don't really
Kathy.
care. I think it's now it's
Jesus.
funny, but I did put on there, because we were going, in a professional way. I was going back and forth with Mrs. Bennett, and I said, well, I love all this communication now, but did you communicate something, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago? And I said, could you please go ahead and link me to that information because I probably missed it.
Mhm.
Crickets, and that was the end of it. So, yeah. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be, but I have an opinion. I'm supposed to be, right down the middle. But as a resident, same thing. Question I ask is what Scott. Where was all the information in the first 18 months?
Mhm.
So it was not there.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing there.
Despite it being repeatedly requested and asked for and talked
Yeah.
about, and it wasn't.
And I will tell you, this person sitting next to me, a couple other people in the RTC through probably the last year or so, trying to provide suggestions, recommendations, and like you just said, crickets. So she's had plenty of opportunities to try to get the word out, what she's doing, what the town's doing, how we are doing as a town, which is really one of the priorities the first selectman should be focusing on. This is what I'm doing. This is what hasn't happened, whether it's my fault or not. I mean, some people, I'm taking this job because I want to do something for the town. If I don't do a good job after 2 years and they don't like it and they don't, and I hear it and I'm open to feedback, I don't good or bad, because if I'm not doing a good job, come and tell me.
Mhm.
Mike, come and tell me, roast me on your radio show. I don't care. I have a thick skin. I am open to suggestions. I want the public to get involved.
Anybody that plays golf has a thick skin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm going to hit the ball in the golf at home.
I was known in my younger
Do
days.
it 18 times.
I broke a few clubs in my younger days, let's put it that way. But anyway, it is a frustrating game. But the way I look at it is, I'm doing this for 2 years, see what I can get done. And if the people like what I'm doing, then they'll give me another 2 years.
Facebook user says in the debate, what were the things that Plainfield and Lisbon does that you want to implement for our town?
So, short conversation out of Mr. Cunningham is he has hired a marketing firm that takes care of marketing for getting businesses in, making his town attractive for businesses, and he's also has a writer for
Full-time grant writer.
He has
One of the first
word
things he
that I'm
did,
looking
I
for.
remember, is he put in a full-time grant writer and a
A
full-time
full-time
recreation department.
grant writer. Yeah, he's got grant writer and recreation and marketer, which I'm going to talk to him more about that because it's going to cost some money. I think we have to invest in the town. So that would be my responsibility to come up with a plan, present it, and explain. And then I want to get some numbers. This is what's going to come out of it if we do this. Because you can't go in there and say, I want to spend this much money and say, well, so what are we getting back for it? You got to have a plan for that.
Mhm.
I don't have a lot of experience in finance, but what I do know is that when you want money, you got to explain to them why you want the money and what's going to come out of that. What kind of profit, what kind of revenue we're going to see from that plan. And from what I've seen from Plainfield, it's pretty good. I mean, Lisbon, same thing. And they're building, how much money they spend on that firehouse over there?
Oh, that firehouse is insane.
You know? So, yeah, so it's good that
it was kind of a no-brainer because they have the money from the
right. And they outgrew the other one. They outgrew the other firehouse. But yeah, they have the tax revenue coming in, and they're still building businesses.
Why not?
You know, yeah.
And people talk about the thing Griswold is. I hear this all the time. Well, Griswold's expensive to live in. Really? Go to Norwich. Tell me what the taxes are like there. You know, you're welcome. I mean,
we're one of the lowest ones in the area.
I pulled up the map for Connecticut, and we're at 25.7, I think, mills. And Lisbon's at 22 something. Plainfield's a little higher than that's 28, 29.
They also have a full-time police
department. Right. So, and that's something I'm interested.
Norwich is like 42.
It's up there.
But they've got a lot of services too.
Right. Colchester, same thing.
Yeah.
But okay, I get that, but that's the mill rate's really high.
Yeah.
You know, so compared or relatively speaking, I should.
And the questions I've been getting, so the mill rate's there, but what are we getting out of it? You know, people have been saying, so what are we getting out of our taxes?
We got a brand new beautiful senior center.
Yeah.
Got a brand new, you know what I mean? Look at the field.
Multi-purpose field.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like you need to start bringing the budget around with you. Yeah. When somebody questions, well, what are we getting for this? Be like, well,
and
you know, this line item, this line item.
And you asked the question the other night in a debate, or actually Janice did, about there goes my mind goes blank now. Let's see about what's the asset? What's the town's biggest asset? Right, and I started off with the people in the town and the school. I know some people have issues with the school and the budget for the school, but multi-purpose fields already looking at.
You know why they're gonna say the school to you, right? If they're trying to oppose you.
Oh,
yeah,
because that's a hot button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they figure if they can go after Mary Beth, they can rattle you.
You're not going to rattle me.
Well, we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
You weren't rattled.
Yeah,
there was one time I thought you were going to start throwing hams, but
that was the first time.
Yeah,
I was
going to that evolution.
Yes,
that we were talking about earlier.
I have complete confidence in my wife's abilities to run the board of ed. She works well with the superintendent, and the assistant superintendent, and I know those individuals as well because of my wife. So I know that people have a hard spot with that, but you know what the multi-purpose field has done.
I will say, about Mary Beth is that I've had the opportunity of having her on this station many times before I even met you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you hear things, from people that do not agree with her, and both. I've made my own opinion as a person. She's a wonderful person. And I think she cares so much about being on the board of ed, and she cares about the schools. And she works very, very hard, makes no money at it. It's totally volunteer. So, and it has nothing to do with you. So that's why I get a kick out of when people go ahead, they try to attack, so they can kind of get at you.
Right.
But there's nothing there. But I mean, on Mary Beth, but I told you off microphone, I said I have a lot of respect for her.
Yep.
So
do I. Because I want to go home tonight. But anyway, she keeps a cool head and she runs her meetings very well. So, as a matter of fact, she's got one tonight. The public can come and watch and everything. I'll be there if you want to ask me some questions, after the meeting. But I've learned a lot watching her operate her meetings, and unfortunately. Just between the town and the school, that relationship hasn't been very good either. So, and I think, and if anything, the advantage is since I know the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and I know a lot of the members of the board of ed also, that relationship's going to be good. And if anything comes up, that's going to require a decision made by the first selectman. Like I said, debate. Then Tina said also we would recuse ourselves of any kind of conflicts. So.
The Anthonys had offered the town the grass lot to pave and use as parking several years ago, and that was shot down by the board at that time.
Board, which board? Board of Selectmen?
Board of Selectmen.
Interesting.
I think there's a lot more to that statement, though. That's
Probably is.
There were other things I think that the Anthonys wanted that the board did not approve. But is that something that maybe we're talking about parking.
Yeah.
We also talked earlier about people will find a way. They will.
So
do we need it?
So I will tell you
at a cost.
About a month or so ago, when I parked over there in Phil Anthony's lot to go to Charlene's, which a lot of people do anyway, but I saw the grass lot there, and I had asked some questions about it. I said that would be a good place to, add some parking.
Sure.
Right. And somebody gave me some background on it. So I guess they tried to do that. So that would be something I'd be willing to discuss and try to do. But that's going to take money and some revenue. So, and from one of the discussions from Paul and the EDC, Economic Development Commission,
Barney, part of that.
The trouble with right now that we're struggling with is getting people to be a little more reasonable with selling the property, so we can bring business in. That's going to be a challenge, and so that's what we're struggling with. Once we get the infrastructure across, now we got to get people to be able to sell their properties to these businesses that are coming in, so they can make a profit and fit their business model coming in.
Facebook user says, and that could be anybody. It could be it's kind of
me.
It could be you. It's kind of like QAnon. It could be anybody. We don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Return the Truth in Journalism Act that was removed under Reagan, and we could go a long way into fixing. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go ahead and say, this is what I think. And personally, when I do this show, I don't know.
I say journalism. It sounds like that's kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where it's a little bit beyond what our scope is here.
Yes. Yep.
I think that what we talk about, Kathy, when we do this show about nothing most of the time,
the ADHD hour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We just kind of, we kind of like spitball things, and then if somebody disagrees with us, then they disagree with us, and we talk about it. I don't
actually enjoy that.
I don't sit here thinking I'm right all the time, because I know that I'm not. That's why we do this show, because I love the comments. I love the comments that come in the section, because there are more comments that come in here than you'll ever find at the Board of Selectmen meeting.
So I'm going to bore some people now. I'm going to mention the fact one of my favorite leadership books that I read was Lincoln on Leadership. He surrounded himself with people that didn't agree with him, because he liked all kinds of perspectives and see what they were thinking. Maybe they, and include their ideas. So I think that needs to happen. I don't have a problem with people with differing ideas. And to tell you the truth, we've had a lot of that in our discussions, during the campaign and stuff like that, which has helped me see, what this is all about and educate me on the town problems and how to be a better speaker, how to be a better communicator. So, but if anybody has the time to read that book, there's a section in there about the Civil War and how he fired McClellan, who was the field general, and brought him into the war room because he was a great tactician. But he was a very poor field leader. And who did he replace him with? Grant. So, there's a lot of information out there about leadership and teamwork that I learned through the years at Millstone. And that is what I'm going to be utilizing when I win.
Let's see here. There are a couple more questions. I know you guys have. Wayne had said, what the multi-purpose field has done, ... and then wasn't able to finish his thought.
Thanks, Mike.
I probably jumped in. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
So I was going to say that I believe It's going to bring in a little over $3 million this year, which is approximately 10% or maybe a little more of the school budget. As a matter of fact, during the last Board of Finance meeting, I think it was Mr. Barney had congratulated Sean, who's the superintendent, on recovering 10% of his budget based on the field. I think you're going to see that continue.
Sure.
And
that's on an annual
Yeah,
basis.
right.
It's not just a one and done.
And
Yes.
for those people who may not understand, can you explain how that happened? How did we get 3 million?
Tuition students. We ended up getting a lot of tuition students. As soon as that vote went through, so we were going to put that field in, we are automatically starting. And my wife could correct me. She can text in anytime. She corrects me all the time anyway. So, yeah, they started getting flooded with requests to go to Griswold for the next year. Also, some of the students that left to go elsewhere were coming back. And if you don't know that, we pay for them to go to other schools for that tuition. So
that's turnaround profit.
That's correct.
It'll turn around,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so that was a big positive, to get that field, moved along. And it was a closer vote than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
I thought it was going to be a slam dunk and won by 18 votes, something like that.
14. It was close.
It was close.
It was close.
Facebook user says, "Are you done with that thought? Because I don't want to be."
Is that person satisfied with my response?
You have 90 seconds to respond. Facebook user, is there any specific business that you would like to have or actively pursue to bring into the town to help with the revenue?
So really, it's not what I want. It's what the people that I've been talking to want. Some people have been mentioning biggest thing is a grocery store. They
That's
were
not
like,
going to help.
huh?
It's not going to help big, with revenue in the town. It's not going to be a huge grab.
I want a Costco. Damn it.
I've heard Market Basket. I've heard something different that the other towns don't have that will bring people.
Exactly. Yeah.
IKEA.
So it's You ever try to put one of those things together? Anyway,
Imagine trying to put a store together.
Yeah.
Put it together, it falls apart.
It's like Lincoln Logs.
Anyway, yeah. So it's going to be. I'm going to be looking for ideas, and I'm going to be talking to people in the town. Talk to the town planner. Tina did mention at the debate, and I know for a fact, talking to some people in the town hall, we still have an opportunity to get a data center here. And that is
that's a deal. That's a difference maker.
Yes.
You have to find out why it fell through to begin with, because that's another thing that hasn't been communicated. It just kind of disappeared.
I think we got
figure that out.
I think we got it explained during the debate. No, we didn't. Anyway,
No. Nope,
so
it disappeared.
I heard it was going to be noise. That wasn't the case. I mean, I work at Millstone. We've got diesels that get tested every month that are in buildings, and you don't even hear it. Really, off-site, you don't hear them at all.
Paul Ash did some. We talked about this before. Have done some investigation on different towns, that have data centers
Across the U.S.
Across the U.S. And any of the issues that have been brought up here, none of them have been an issue.
Right.
And I was talking to one person. What about the environment? It doesn't. They have found that in those areas there have been no effect.
I was going to say, I don't think it'd be any worse than people throwing their nips and their Dunkin' Donuts cups out their windows.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay.
And then the other one was Eversource providing power, which I don't believe that would be an issue. Eversource is
for the data center?
Yeah.
Yes. Eversource making money with supplying power.
I don't think
that's a problem.
Let's see. One of the questions. Well, here's a statement about one thing we don't need. We already have a massage parlor. Yes, Costco. Somebody says.
Right, Costco would be awesome.
Here's the reality behind that. All right, we could sit here and go, "Oh, we want this, yeah, right, shish kumbaya," the whole thing. But the CEO of Costco going, "What? They want to what?
No, they look
where?
Right.
This would be a perfect spot for it.
Right.
I
So
think right off the highway, and there isn't one. The closest one's East Lyme, Niantic.
Yeah.
I mean, this would get the entire northeast corridor, Rhode Island.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good deal.
I think it would be a good idea.
I'm just saying
that would be my responsibility to make it attractive. for the CEOs of companies to come in there.
I think we got to, there's a lot of talk about, okay, well, we have to sit and wait to see who comes. No, we could actively be searching.
Right. So Paul was sitting here one day. He was asking me about economic development. He asked me, "How would you do that?" Because it's been a struggle to try to deal with it, and they don't have a budget to go after that kind of stuff. So we have to work with the Board of Finance to get a line item to support.
Scott Davis sat right here and said, "I didn't know."
So there you go. Teamwork. Get the boards together, get on the same page, create a vision. That's what you have to do. What do we want this town to do? And get all the boards together, all the chairmen together, and discuss what I think we need, see what they think we need, and how we're going to get there. And that's why I'm going to use Plainfield's business model, see what Lisbon's got for business model, combine them, see what the good ideas are, and have a presentation. This is what we need to do. I mean, I'm not a marketer. I don't think anybody in the town hall is a marketer. We have to hire somebody who's good at it.
I've said it before. So we have to have somebody that goes out and gets it.
Right.
It's like if you open up a business, if you're going to sit there,
right,
and like, okay, when I worked for Verizon, here's the bottom line was this, is that 50% of your business walked in the door.
Right.
The other 50% you've got to go get. And people are saying, well, that's totally different. Not really. The concept, but it's just a different scale. You've got to actively search, and you've got to convince people to come in that Grizzled is open for business. We're here.
Correct.
And we are not doing that. We are sitting back and waiting for the phone to ring. And if the phone don't ring and insert expletives there, then we aren't going to go anywhere.
Yep.
It's just not going to
We have to be active. We have to be active in putting ads out there and saying and being welcoming in the town hall.
You want to get into the head of the Costco CEO and go, hey, what's this Grizzled town all about? I hear they're right off the highway. And they got a land right off a lot of land right off by the highway.
Right.
So anyway, all right. I know you guys got to go.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I just took care of it.
You got 11 o'clock tea time?
I'm good. No.
Haircut.
Well, that's later, but I got 11 o'clock haircut.
Oh.
It's only 10 minutes away, so I got a few minutes.
All right. Facebook user says, how would you generate or encourage the owner of a supermarket to build one here?
How would I encourage them?
Yes.
Let's see.
That was verbatim.
How would I encourage
How would you generate or encourage the owner of a supermarket to build one here?
I would hire a marketer and ask them how they would do it, because you're talking to a guy that hasn't done it. So I would get a professional in here and educate me on what we need to do, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know how to do it, because I don't. That's why we have to
surround yourself with people that do.
That's correct.
And that's any business.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, Kevin was, he's not afraid to go out and get people that are going to help him be successful. That's what I'm seeing. The thing is I have to present that in a way that people are going to buy into it and are interested in spending the money to do it. And the same thing with the Board of Selectmen, 5-person Board of Selectmen. I really believe in that, and I have to come up with a way to sell it to get that to happen. And then we can have the borough on there so we can work as a team. There's a lot of stuff that whoever gets in, I expect myself, excuse me, team. But you got to surround yourself with experts to be able to do that.
I don't think we need a grocery store. To me, I feel like it would be saturated by putting another one here. We have literally right over the bridge. There's 4 of them in about 1/10 of a mile of each other.
Well, I don't look at Target as being as a grocery store.
So you got 3.
Some people do. I mean, Target, Walmart, Aldi, Better Value, literally right over the bridge.
Better Value,
and then Big Y in Plainfield.
To me, is a big convenience store.
Could be,
with great deli meats, because their prices are, I'm a consumer, they're higher. They're a lot higher than the other places.
Right.
And a lot of them are like convenience store prices.
Well, I got some comments the other day Lily Pond Estates and other areas about the quality of the food, the cleanliness of the stores. I even asked about Big Y because I've been to Big Y in Plainfield several times, and some people didn't care for that. Some people, some people that won't even walk into a Walmart.
I think Big Y is very expensive.
Yeah, and Big Y is more expensive. And then I asked about Stop and Shop, and some of these people weren't impressed with Stop and Shop because they've kind of like slid down a little bit. But and maybe it's because of the competition or whatever. But that's the feedback I was getting. They like to see something, I don't know, upscale a little bit in the shopping center or store.
You gotta be honest.
Areas, but
the produce at Aldi's, not bad. It seems to last a lot longer than the stuff I get at Walmart.
Yep.
So, right off the Hopeville exit in that nice, clear, empty lot that's been there for 10 plus years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been looked at.
More.
It's been looked at for a few different
And I
things
live
over
right
the
down
years.
there. I mean, it's been there a while, but
One was a truck stop,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody put the kibosh on that.
I don't know what I heard, and we'd have to
Is it
confirm
not
it.
my
But
backyard thing?
no, what I heard was that the lot wasn't big enough for what the truck stop wanted to.
It was a
to
76, if I'm not mistaken.
do. Yeah, I don't know. It just they wanted a bigger area, I guess.
some of the feedback I've got is a lot of people don't want to see, because I guess there was an opportunity for a warehouse on top of the hill there by 201. People were concerned about the truck traffic and the noise and all that stuff. So that's why we're looking at staying there 395. Now that is right near 395 on and off.
Yep.
So that's one of the things that, we see what the people want, we're going to be happy with. But that also is part of I guess that's a second phase of infrastructure to get water sewer across the highway once we're done with 164. So it's a little bit further down the road to see what we're going to put in there.
It's a delicate balance, I think, between what people want and what people need.
And what's
Right.
going to be best for the
Oh,
town
it's-
long term.
It's like, I want
It's a
my
challenge.
taxes to be lower, but I don't want that anywhere near my house.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Everyone's probably going to have to give a little in one way, shape, or form.
And like in any leadership job, they're not going to make everybody happy. And you have to look at the greater good, based on, what everybody else thinks. But you have to make some hard decisions.
Facebook user says that lot, the one on 201 there right off the highway, has a large wetland system on it, which makes it challenging for some types of businesses to work efficiently.
There you go. Yeah.
Great place for a gas station, convenience store, Taco Bell, KFC.
Oh my God. Don't get her going on Taco
Taco
Bell.
I am such a hoe. I'm such a hoe for KFC and Taco Bell.
Oh.
We DoorDash them right now.
Oh,
Don't tempt me.
get the DoorDash queen right over here.
No, Roach. We're DoorDashing. We're doing it. We're going to get together.
Oh my God. Taco
I
Bell.
could do KFC every day.
I could do Taco Bell every day. Mhm.
Chicken burritos.
Any other questions that people want to talk about?
Somebody
besides
says Taco Bell. Somebody said steak and shake. Come on.
Mm.
Laugh out loud. Emoji.
Shake and shake, yeah. In and out.
In-N-Out Burger. All right.
I did get some feedback. People are tired. They like to see something a little bit more than a pizza place. We don't need another pizza place.
We don't?
We don't need another fast food joint.
We don't? We're getting
I
Chipotle
kinda-
in Lisbon.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Are we?
Yeah, the Chipotle at Starbucks. And what else are they putting
Oh, I
over
didn't
there?
know that Chipotle was going in there. I don't like Chipotle.
Somebody said what's going on in that area that they're digging out and excavating right now.
It's a Starbucks, a mattress place, and apparently now a Chipotle.
And
I don't know what the fourth one
Starbucks and the Verizon retailer
Oh,
that's
it's
on the
moving.
top of the hill is coming down there.
Oh, okay. So
There's
it's full.
something else too, but
There's
I'm
only
not-
4 spots. So that's full.
that is. I thought there was more than that.
As far as I know, there
I
were
thought that
4.
was phase 1. I thought there was going to be.
The building itself had 4
Okay.
things in it, unless it's changed. It may have changed. I don't
See,
know.
we all have dreams and wishes that we want. Someone
Yeah.
said Chick-fil-A.
My kids drive to Mohegan Sun to get
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. I've
Popeyes.
never had it.
Popeyes.
You know what my son
Popeyes
gave me
and
for my
London.
birthday? He gave me a big certificate for free food at Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
They're not open on Sundays. That's funny.
I know. All right.
Very sweet.
So you can continue to go ahead and comment on this chat or this program, and you can monitor it, and still answer questions.
Yeah.
As it goes. We're going to see you again before the election.
Yeah, plan on coming what, the 6th, the day before.
Yeah.
Monday. Yep.
Yeah, the day before the election. And I really want people to go out and vote. That was the question, one of the questions during the debate. How are we going to get people to come out and vote? Educate yourself on what's going on. Look at the candidates. Look at the debate that was on Monday night, and come on out and vote. And I'm actually going to be at Charlene's from 11 to 12:30 this Saturday. If you want to have any more questions, you can ask me in person. Not a scary guy. I may look like it, but not a scary guy. But yeah, and then I'll be walking around door knocking with the boss over here.
All right. So that will be continuing right on 13 days.
13 days.
And we will find out what's going to all be
13?
12.
It would be 12,
12.
right?
Oh, it's Thursday. Oh yeah, it's 12 days.
12 days, yeah.
Yeah. We'll all be in town hall at about 8:15.
Till God only knows when.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's going to be a late night.
So I want to finish the show just by saying, I realize I'm getting, and
I could have told you that.
well, sometimes you have to have that self-realization, that you are getting older, and that you're not, am I boring you, Ken?
No, sorry. I have sorry work. I'm sorry.
No. I know
I'm
you.
good.
I know you're.
That's good. No, I just rescheduled the meeting. Go ahead.
Hey, Rich, see what I did there? But I noticed I'm getting. I get it, and I'll tell you why. I realize it. And last night was no different. Our bedroom is downstairs, above the main living floor. So I went down there, and Melissa was already in bed. She's playing on her iPad, or I'm sorry, Galaxy tablet. And and I looked at the pen and I went, this is a new comforter set. New sheets. I'm like, oh, excited.
Right? The feel of new sheets and new comforter when you get into bed and you're like, oh, yes.
Oh, and I did. And she says to me, she goes, you like the sheet? It's supposed to feel like t-shirt.
Oh, like that jersey kind of.
I don't know. Right? And it was, it was like a red plaid kind of like, wintry feel.
Yeah.
Like, she goes,
like you melted into the bed.
I did. I have not told her yet, but I slept like a flipping baby last night. It was like all Nanook of the North, and it was like, that's how I know.
The only thing that beats that just slightly, and only women will understand that. Well, I guess men could too. Freshly shaved legs and brand new sheets. Oh, that is the best feeling.
Yeah,
just
got nothing.
I know. Well, I said some men out there, maybe I don't know, but
me got nothing.
Oh, I like everything. Oh yeah, that's the women. The women that are listening, they're all shaking their heads.
Yeah,
yeah, they know.
It was the most comfortable thing I felt. And she was already asleep when I came to. I finally actually came to bed, and it was like I was asleep in 5 minutes. So,
actually, I opened the candidate dinner with that.
With a new sheet set?
No. Shaving legs. No. When I was talking about, I woke up the morning. I was my last day at Millstone, and I looked in the mirror and I said, "Who is this guy?" And I said, "Well, I was opening it up and saying, well, who is this guy, Wayne Malin? Nobody knows him." And I said that this morning when I looked in the mirror. I said, "You got old. How did that happen?" And then I went off from there about my background and how I got to this point. But yeah, it's amazing. You have something to change in your life like that, and you look at yourself, and you really didn't look at yourself before, but every morning you see yourself, and all of a sudden you look and you say,
"See a different person."
Man, I'm here. Last day of work, retiring. Where did it go?
Where did it go? So I just want to go ahead and also say, thank you very much to our supporters, Griswold Pride, the Democratic Town Committee here in Griswold, Winton Automotive, the Burns Agency, the Republican Town Committee, Strain Family Automotive in Lisbon, Jewett City Savings Bank, Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, and I said Winton Automotive, didn't I? Yes, I did. Trahan Insurance Agency, and so many others. Even Ruben down at Sharp Image Barbershop, supports what we do here. So, and he's a really good guy. I get all my haircuts there now because he's awesome. First of all,
and it's so convenient.
Yeah. And I walk in there and go, I want to get a bear claw, but I can't because it's not a bakery anymore.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we'll see you one more time before it's all said and done, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with I think Paul Ash. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe a waffle. I don't know. It's a show about nothing. Have a good day, everyone.